Hey everyone, welcome back to Juggling Gym. Today I'm going to show you some more tennis ball and can juggling tricks. So if you haven't checked out my other video, go look at that and then come back here and I'll show you some more fun tricks for you to do. Last week's tricks were like beginner / intermediate, and the tricks for today are just going to be intermediate tricks. The first trick is a cool way to get the balls out of the tennis can. You're going to put two balls inside a tennis can and you're going to hold the tennis can like this. So my fingers are spread out and it's in an overhand grip. Then you're going to flick your wrist so it spins like once or twice. And it's just spin pretty fast. And then as it's spinning, one ball is going to come out and the other ball is going to stay inside the can. So you need to catch the can and the ball that came out at the same time. So, like that. Just like normal juggling, you want to keep everything in the same plane. You don't want things to move back or forward. That means when you release a can, you want to keep it horizontal. If it's tilted to the front or tilted to the back, then it's going to spin weirdly and makes it harder to catch. And then after you get the first ball out, you can just get the second ball out, like I talked about in the other video. The next trick is where you catch the ball on the can. Also, it's a little bit noisy here today, so if you find that annoying, you can just turn off the volume and turn on the subtitles. I edit all the subtitles myself, so they're really accurate and they match what I'm saying. Like I talked about last week, this brand, Dunlop, works really well for these types of tricks because the end is hollow, which obviously makes it easier to catch. Most tennis balls have those little ridges, which make it difficult. For the Dunlop can, even though it's hollow, there's going to be like one little part that sticks out, so you'll just need to cut that part off to make it easy to do these tricks. And just be careful when you're doing that because it's kind of hard to get out, and try not to cut yourself. The technique for catching a tennis ball on the can is very similar to foot stalls. You want to move the can with the tennis ball. If you just leave the can in place, then the tennis ball is going to bounce off. Another really important thing is that you don't want to throw the tennis ball too high. It's a lot bouncier than a beanbag, so you really just want a slight toss just like that. Another thing is that you want to make sure the ball stabilizes, like stops moving, before you throw it again. Just like with foot stalls, it's a little tricky at first, but over time you'll get the rhythm for it, and you'll figure out how to slow the tennis ball's momentum down so that you can catch it. You can do the equivalent of this trick, but instead of catching it in the can, you're going to catch it on the can. Start with one ball on the tennis can like this, and then you can just keep catching the tennis ball like that. Here's a fun trick you can do once you can do the catch on both sides. Again, the trick is to keep everything as low as possible so it's easier to catch the tennis ball. The other thing to keep in mind is that you need to throw the can a split second after you throw the tennis ball. It should be almost simultaneous. And since you're throwing the tennis ball pretty low, you want to make sure that this horizontal pass is pretty short. You're not going to have a lot of time before you need to catch the tennis ball. The next trick is the alternating shower, aka the shower switch. I already talked more about this in the other video on shower variations, but it's really easy to do the alternating shower with random objects. The tennis can is going to be the horizontal pass, and then the two balls are going to be the shower that switches sides. First, it's a good idea to practice this horizontal throw. You want to make it really light, and you don't want it to spin at all. The next trick is the box, which uses a horizontal throw, just like the alternating shower. The only thing is that the box is a little bit faster than the alternating shower, so make sure you learn that one first. The two balls are going to be thrown vertically, and the can is going to be thrown horizontally. It's a little tricky to figure out how to get started, because usually I would have this ball be the first vertical throw, this ball would be the second vertical throw, and the can would be the horizontal pass. But this is a little bit awkward to get started like this. So instead, I like to start with two balls in one hand. I'm going to throw this ball diagonally to the other side, and then I'm into the regular box. Next up is Mills Mess. In Mills Mess, there are 3 different types of throws. You can pick the can to be any of the 3 throws, but you just want to make sure that you practice doing it by itself because the can is going to feel a little bit different than a regular juggling ball. At first, when you do the under the arm throw, it might go straight up. But you know, with Mills Mess, you want to get used to like curving it inwards because that's just going to make it look better. After that, you're ready for the 3-ball version. I start with the ball and the can in my right hand. The ball is held with my middle finger, my ring finger, and my index finger, and the can is held with everything else. Thanks for watching to the end of the video. Please like, comment, and subscribe if you haven't done that already. I'll see you next week with another juggling video. Keep juggling and have fun. So really snap your wrist, not like that. And then after you release the first tennis ball, you can just get the other one out. Ah! Whoa. Okay, I just dropped that for no reason.